Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Andrew, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how you can launch automations and engage with leads off of Facebook and Instagram comments. This is a feature I'm incredibly excited to use and is super useful when it comes to growing your business. We all know how important social media is, and using comments is an easy way to capture leads, engage with them one-on-one, and make more sales. So let me show you exactly how it works. Now, before we dive right in, make sure in your sub account you go to settings and then integrations, and then go ahead and go to Facebook and Instagram and make sure that you're connected. I'm going to disconnect real quick. You can do so by just clicking the connect button if you're not connected already. Then you'll see this little drop down where you can select the Facebook page that you have. Make sure you pick a Facebook business page that your Instagram is connected to. If you don't know how to make sure of that, go to business.facebook.com and you'll see right on your homepage a Facebook icon and an Instagram icon. If the Instagram icon is blurred out, you'll see a little connect Instagram button. Go ahead and click that, make sure the two are connected, and then connect to the Facebook page that your Instagram is connected to. After that, you can click connect and you can make sure that you're all set up properly. Now to start using these automations, you guessed it, go ahead and go to automations and then open up a new workflow where you can build your Instagram or Facebook automation. If you want to get started super fast, HighLevel has actually already created a recipe. So if you go ahead and click the recipe button, you'll see Facebook comment automation right here, and you can go ahead and select that and create a brand new workflow. Now, all automations that you're going to be launching off of comments from Instagram or Facebook are going to have two parts. You're going to have your triggers and then your action, which can be an Instagram interactive messenger or your reply and comments action. You can see in the recipe here that HighLevel sets up for us, we already have the Facebook comment on a post trigger. If you want to find these triggers, go ahead and click add new trigger and then scroll down to the very bottom where you can see Facebook and Instagram events. Here's where we get that trigger. Now we have a few different parameters here that I want to explain thoroughly, so stay with me for this part. The first parameter is the page that you're launching it off of, and you should only have one of these, so that's easy. Now once you do that, it's automatically going to drop in the post type and post is filters. The post type is just letting you know that you're going to be using a published post, and for Facebook group posts, you're going to be using the custom value. After this, you have this specific post selector, which will allow you to pick the exact post that you want to launch this automation off of. Here you'll see a list of all the posts that you've posted on Facebook or Instagram, depending on which trigger you're on. Here we can select our most recent post, and now this trigger is set up to launch this workflow off of any comments on this specific post. Now you might be asking, can I make an automation that launches off of any post with just one trigger? And yes, you absolutely can. If all you do is delete the post is, then this will now launch off of any post you create. Now, for most circumstances, you're going to want to use a keyword whenever you're launching these automations, especially if you're delivering something to a user, because you may get a lot of spam comments or not want to message all of those people if they're not qualified. Something I'll do that works pretty well. In order to do this, you'll want to add a filter and then go ahead and do contains phrase or exact match. Now, since you're probably going to be using keywords, I want you to be careful whenever you're using these two different fields. For example, if we use contains phrase and we say something like demo is our phrase, then anytime somebody comments the word demo, obviously it's going to launch. But it's also going to launch if somebody comments the word demo along with something else. Now, this can be a pro or con depending on your use case. For example, if you use the contains phrase filter, then if somebody comments your keyword plus some exclamation marks or along with any other words like can I have a demo, then it will still launch, which is great. It's very common for people on social media to not follow the rules exactly and not just comment the keyword. Sometimes they'll comment the keyword with exclamation points or emojis, or maybe they'll say it within a sentence. In these cases, you would want your automation to launch. But however, in other cases, if you're using a word that is very commonly used, like let's say the word course, then you run the risk of people typing out random comments that don't want to receive the DM, and they will still receive it anyway because you're using the contains phrase filter. To mitigate this risk, you can use the exact match filter. In this case, whatever they comment has to be exactly what you put into this box. So if you put in demo, so if you get comments of people that say, I want a demo, or they put demo with exclamation points, then they will not receive the DM. So when it comes to which filter you want to use your best discretion and pick the one that you think your audience is going to fit into the most. If you're working with lots of people that are used to these types of automations, then exact match may be perfect. If you're working with people that maybe are more likely to type additional characters, then maybe a contains phrase will be best for you. And make sure that the automations you set up are set up for them. Either way, be sure to test it with your audience and see what works best for you. Now that you know how this trigger works, I'll show you the Instagram version, which is exactly the same. If you just look up Instagram comments on a post, it'll ask you for the same filters of selecting a page, which post type you want to have. And again, if you would like to make it only launch on a specific post, you can do that. Or if you want to launch on all posts across your account, you can delete that and set up a keyword. Now, there is a case where you may want this automation to launch off of any comment without any keywords, but I'll show you that in a second. So just keep that in the back of your mind. Now that you understand how the triggers work, let me show you the interactive messenger new action. We'll have one for Facebook Interactive Messenger, and then we'll have one for Instagram Interactive Messenger. They both operate about the same. Keep in mind, if you don't have a Facebook trigger on this workflow, then you won't be able to add the Facebook Interactive Messenger action, and the same goes for Instagram. We have both here, so I can show you how each of them work. Looking into the Facebook Interactive Messenger, the Facebook and Instagram Interactive Messenger essentially has three parts that you want to look at. The first one is going to be the reply type. You have two options. You can either reply to a comment via DM, or you can reply to a DM. You would select reply to DM if you are going to be responding to somebody that sends you a DM directly, and you'll use reply to comment via DM if you are responding to a comment. In this case, I'm showing you how to use the comments, so we're gonna go with that type. The second part is the message itself. This is the actual DM that will be sent within the interactive messenger bubble. And then at the very bottom, we will see our buttons. So each button will have two parts. It'll have a title, and then it will have a condition. This is essentially the action that occurs whenever they click the button. If you click open website, then obviously it's going to open up the website link that you give them right below, and it will open that up within the Instagram or Facebook app if they're on their mobile device. If we make a second button, I'll show you the second condition, which is call number. This one's pretty straightforward. If you just throw in your number, select your country code, and whenever somebody clicks this button, it will immediately call this number. The last action that you can have is perform actions, which is going to send back the title to you. For example, if we give them the option to open our website, call our number, and then perform actions, we might want to use this button to our advantage to give them the ability to ask a question. So if our title is set up to say this, and we have our perform actions as our condition, then what's going to happen is when they click that button that says, I've got a question, they are going to immediately send, I've got a question to you. I've had this set up across multiple accounts. That seems to be my best use case for that. Once you've got your button set up, you can go ahead and click save. Now you might not know what steps to add afterwards. So let me show you a real life use case that I've used personally using the Instagram comments automation and how I use these trees to my advantage to track and manage my leads. So right here is an automation set up for Instagram. The trigger is to receive the comment demo on a specific post on my Instagram page. Then we have our Instagram interactive messenger, which is the same thing as the Facebook one. We're just using it on the Instagram channel with a little bit of a message. And then we have two buttons. We have a book a call button, which sends them to my booking page. And then the I've got a question button, like I showed you before, that has the ability to perform an action. We also added in a wait step for the default timeout tree, and I'll show you how I use that right now. So the user will go down the default timeout tree if they comment the keyword and then they don't actually engage in the interactive messenger. What I do in that case is I add a little bit more of a wait step to make sure I'm not feeling spammy. And then I'm throwing in another DM that's just essentially a follow-up. Now this works because I know for a fact, and they haven't clicked the button to ask a question. So this is a perfect time for a follow-up. In the book a call route, what I now do is I create an opportunity, which shows that they're engaged. So I know this lead is a little bit more engaged than everyone else because they clicked the button to book a call. I'm also going to add a tag, which can launch other workflows, then add a little bit of a wait step and then DM them afterwards. So that way I know for a fact I'm DMing them while they're on their phone and I know that they clicked the booking link. This is just another DM to get some more information from the lead and a little bit of copy to make them feel like the message is a little bit more human. I then have a couple more automations, which is really just to wait and then see if they've replied. And if they do reply, I'll update their contact field with the new information. And if they haven't, then I'll follow up. Now down the I've got a question route, essentially what happens is they click the button, it sends me a DM that says, I've got a question, because that's how the perform actions button works. Then I'm going to immediately send a DM back that says, go for it, what's up? This is just a fun way to use automations to engage with the lead even more. I then have a wait step, which goes to the follow-up step in case they click the button and then they don't engage again. I can actually have the system follow up with them to make sure we don't miss anything. So this is exactly how you can use comments in the Instagram or Facebook interactive messenger to deliver things to your leads on social media and of course capture more data. Now there's one more new action, which is the ability to reply in comments, and I'm going to show you how that works right now. Again, HighLevel has created a great recipe for us. So if you click create workflow, click select a recipe, you will see this first recipe, Facebook comments plus workflow AI. Personally, it's one of my favorites. Now what this is going to do is it's going to capture a comment using the same trigger that we've already shown you. And then we're going to use the reply in comments action to actually reply to their comment in the comments. This is great because it allows you to boost engagement without having to even be in the comment section on your social media profiles. Now, what most people would do, and sometimes works really well, is you can create a couple of replies whenever a contact goes through this workflow. This is something that you'll see pretty typically on social media, especially if you have something where you are asking for a keyword and then you're going to send them a DM with whatever you're promising to deliver them. We have 3 messages that'll be sent randomly. So we'll say either thanks, sent you a DM, sending it now, or thanks for the comment to anybody that goes down this route. Again, this works best if you have a trigger set up for the contains phrase or exact match for something like a course. Now that's how most people do it, but let me show you how a high-level expert would do it. Instead of replying to contacts that go through this workflow with pre-made responses, why don't we use AI to make custom responses that can handle positive and negative comments right within our social media channels? That's what HighLevel's recipe does right here. You can see the first step, they're using the ChatGPT powered by OpenAI to send this prompt to ChatGPT. The default one says, this is a comment on my Facebook post by a user. I sell X courses. The post was regarding X. You can fill in the blanks here. Then we have the custom value, which is the actual comment. You'll find that by clicking the custom values and then clicking Facebook comments on a post. and then clicking comment body, and you'll get that custom value right there. And then they have a couple more instructions for ChatGPT. Then it actually responds to the comment with ChatGPT's response, which is fantastic. And then it also analyzes the type of comment it is to see if it's positive or negative and to make sure that we're responding accordingly. If it's a positive comment, then it'll go ahead and send them a message through the Facebook Interactive Messenger. Again, you can do this on Instagram as well. And if it's negative, then they won't engage. Because I've seen time and time again pages that are set up to respond to all comments, no matter what they say, positive or negative, and it makes pages look really, really bad. So using AI plus HighLevel in order to make this work really well is one of my favorite things that you can do. Now, just a heads up for the interactive messenger, it won't look exactly like a regular message. This is within a conversation with a test account. You can see that the actual interactive messenger is going to appear as a gray bubble with your buttons right here. And you can also see a good visual of this within the conversations tab, so you can see all the buttons that you have available for your customers on this automation. Now, speaking of the conversations page, any Instagram or Facebook DMs that come in, you will be able to see them right here along with the comments. You'll see this little notification that says new comment on linked Instagram's post. You'll also see the reply as a DM option, which is there in case this outbound message somehow doesn't go out. Keep in mind, if a user has multiple comments and no outbound DMs are actually sent out from any of them, you can select a specific comment and send a DM based on that comment right from the conversations page. Also, to finish this off, I'll show you what that AI workflow looks like. Right here, I have this set up to respond to any comments. With a little bit of custom training, I had it respond to positive comments positively with different messages, so each one looked like I sent it myself. These automations are killer if you're on social media and can really help you get more engagement, boost your page, get more leads, and get more people to book appointments with you and your company. If you have any questions about how these automations work, go ahead and drop a comment, and feel free to go ahead and start using these yourself because they are super awesome and I personally love them. As always, I hope you found this helpful, and thank you for watching.